So it's a new year, and I want to talk today about how my generation is soft. I believe that we're a bit soft, and now I was reading a book on Kieran Dyer. Kieran Dyer was a professional footballer in like the 90s and 2000s up to like the early 2010s, and so anyway, this guy he himself played for Ipswich starting out. He retired and he went to coach Ipswich Town youths or something, the reserve teams or something, and one day he was going to coach he was going to criticize one of the players, and one of the other coaches went up to him and told him to be careful not to be too harsh with his criticism because he might shatter the guy's confidence. And then Kieran Dyer said, well, what happens when that guy turns 17 and scores an own goal and loses a big match for the first team? He's going to get slaughtered in the dressing room and he won't be able to handle it, he'll be crying. And yeah, that's a good point. I do believe all the shielding away from the world is not helping anyone, okay? Now, my dad, he grew up in London. Sorry, not London, Galway. He grew up in Galway. At 17, he moved to London on his own, for me, I moved out of my mother's house at 22, which was about a year ago now, I was moving a few miles down the road, and my mother was saying, oh Mark, you're too young to move out, you need to stay in with me. And I'm like, come on, and then I told her about my dad and she also moved out at 18 to a foreign country. She grew up in Tipperary. She moved to England when she was 18, and she said, oh, that was a different time period. Back then we had to be tough. Nowadays, we want to make you all a bunch of wimps or something like that. So that's the thing. So I just think it's wrong. And there's one time, now this was like 4 years ago. I can't believe it was 4 years ago. It feels like yesterday. But anyway, so I was in Sallynog College. I was doing fitness instruction studies or something like that, and I was in anatomy and physiology class, and I was just sitting there, and there's one guy who's he's from Tala. He was a bit wild, ADHD type of guy, and he was slagging me in class. He'd be saying, oh Mark, get your cock out, or what else would he be saying, Marco the dirt bird, and he's slagging me, just things like that. Nothing too personal, just a bit of banter, if you know what I mean. And I thought it was kind of funny, but then the anatomy and physiology teacher sent me outside the classroom and said she wanted to talk to me, and I was like, oh damn, I'm in trouble, did I do something wrong? And she brought me out of the classroom and she said, are you okay? Do you want me to say something? And I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, Jesus, I mean, how soft does she think we are? I mean, come on. Like, really? I mean, come on. Like, you really should let people deal with this stuff on their own. And adults should stop trying to, I was like 19 back then. But, older people, authority figures, I think they should just fuck off and just let people do things themselves. Okay? And, I just really don't agree with this type of thing, even if I was super soft or sensitive, I believe that getting a little bit of banter and slagging from the pals will actually toughen me up a little bit, so when I was I remember when I was young, I went to a boarding school in Meath, and people used to slag me. They call me D4 whore, D4 hoe, and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, Mock's from the south side of Dublin, oh, y'all. And I used to get very angry at that, but it wasn't because they were slagging me. It was because I was insecure about my privileged upbringing, and and now I've moved out. I'm less privileged than I was before, but I want to go one step further. I'm planning to leave Dublin and go somewhere cheap as fuck, wherever that will be, I don't actually know. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, that's not really the point of this video. The point of this video is people need to stop being so protective of the young, and it's just stupid, I think we should let us go out and make our own mistakes, learn from it, you know what I mean, and this whole idea of college, like where I grew up, oh, you have to go to all the parents are saying to their kids, you have to go to university or you're going to have a crap life, it'll be terrible, and I'm like, well, why not let us live that terrible life and see for ourselves, You know, so I did crop in college. Now I'm working at McDonald's. You know, that was the thing we were warned about. Oh, if you don't work hard at school, you'll be working at McDonald's. Well, I am working at McDonald's, and I don't think it's too bad, to be honest.